Hello and welcome to the podcast. My name is Mac Rowe. I'll be one of your hosts this evening. I'm joined, as always, by my good friend. You know where he's sitting? He's sitting to my right.
Or is it their right?
Hey, man. How are you doing tonight?
I am fantastic. You having a good night?
I feel pretty good tonight, actually.
Good.
Like, unusually good.
I'll say you got some
for a Wednesday.
pep in your step, some bounce in your walk.
Yeah, man. I've been trying to get more sleep. Some
melatonin, helping you replenish that serotonin.
Yeah,
overnight.
I just, my job's really stressful, and I'm getting to that age, I think, where I just need to sleep more. And I was reading recently that the latest research in neuroscience, is that when we sleep, there's actually fluids that come up from our spinal cord into our brain, and these fluids kind of wash the toxins out of your brain while you're sleeping, and then it drains it all back down when you wake up. So having a good sleep pattern and sleeping the same amount every night from the same time gets your body into that circadian rhythm that kind of triggers this cleaning process of your brain. And when you deprive yourself of sleep, then you're not letting all those toxins get washed out. And I can tell you, I put a lot of toxins in my brain, my friend.
Some good toxins, some bad toxins, but definitely some toxins for sure.
Yeah.
Licking some toads.
Yeah. So good sleep, folks. And thank you for joining us tonight. Wherever you found us on the internet, on your favorite podcasting app, we will soon be coming to iTunes and
every other aggregate
the
you can
Google
think
Plays
of.
and the Spotifys. Right now, we're just pirate broadcasting, raw dogging the internet. You know how that goes.
Impregnating your brain with the sounds of our voices.
Right. Coming to you through the layers of the onion router, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find us.
Not on tour. In the onion fields, you'll find us, that's for sure.
Right. So, man, I'm parched.
Are you? You need something to drink.
I do. Why don't we go into our segment? The fuck are we drinking?
The fuck are we drinking? The fuck am I drinking right now? Is
what are you drinking?
Lock 27 mouth
Can't
breather.
see it from here.
It's an IPA.
Mouth breather.
Mouth breather.
Oh man, I know some people.
Because I got a stuffy nose right now. I figured it was perfect for that. So
yeah, I can see that being appropriate for some of the guys I work with. We call them knuckle draggers. There's electricians, there's mechanics. We call them knuckle draggers.
Yeah.
And recently, the mechanics, to retaliate, started calling the electricians cable draggers, which is, not inaccurate, but not really an insult. I mean,
yeah, you have to come up with something a little bit more with a slur to it, something that stings.
I think my response was to grab my crotch and be like, yeah, I got a cable you can drag, buddy.
Need more than two hands.
But I digress. So what's going on with the mouth breather over there?
The mouth breather I was checking out here, it's a 7.2% alcohol by volume. They got it at 73 IBUs, and they rated it citrusy and tropical. And this is from Lock 27.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of IPAs that I like. Is I'm not usually into fruity beers. Ooh, nice. Yeah. I'm not usually into fruity beers, but you got to make it interesting for me with all those hops in there. There's got to be something else for me to chew on. Well, I already cracked mine, but I'm drinking an Angry Orchard hard cider out of a can. This is a pear flavored.
I was gonna say that cover art.
Yeah, it's pretty dope with the old tree.
Yeah,
it's like an old pear tree. Looks very wise. It's crisp and refreshing. Good summer drink.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Oh, I'm loving this. This is actually pretty good. I like the pale ale. I'm a sucker for any company that uses standard cans and then just puts a label around it instead of trying to do their own custom cans and waste as much. I like the minimalist approach as much as possible. So I'm kind of liking this. But the flavor itself isn't too bad. It doesn't taste mass produced.
Nice. Yeah,
Definitely
I'm into that.
kick.
I've never seen that can before. I don't even know. You must have brought that over here because I don't remember where it came from.
I don't think I did, but I'm enjoying it for sure. I might have. I bring several over and left them.
Damn, that's really tasty.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Very nice. I would say hard recommend on the mouth breather. Who makes it again?
This is Lock 27.
Lock 27. Where are they out of?
I believe they're Michigan from...
Scandal Canal? Is that what that says on the side? on the Scandal Canal.
I'm sorry, I'll just read the back. A mouth breather combines 5 hop varieties to create a tropical hop aroma and smooth bitterness. Named after the canal boat involved in the legendary Miami Erie Canal scandal, this IPA is scandalously delicious. I believe they're Michigan, from what I can remember, but
yeah. A lot of them are Michigan.
No, I take that back.
You got Minnesota.
I take that back. This is a Dayton, Ohio brewery.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, it says right here on the side.
I never fucking heard of.
Yeah, Lot 27 Brewing, Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah. There's so many breweries popping up now.
Oh, exactly. But this is fantastic. I'm liking this a lot.
Man, we are in the golden age of craft beer, are we not?
Oh, we absolutely are.
Excellent.
We live right in the Ohio Valley. The Miami Valley is the perfect range. Like, people want to say, oh, for wines. If we were to grow in wine and got that foothold and not let California take we're the wine country,
right?
We could have destroyed it. Ohio, Northern Kentucky.
Yeah,
would have owned
Michigan still grows some like fruit wines.
Oh, they still do, but I'm talking about grape wines. We can definitely get those seasons, and we have the right temperature, the right time of the year, get in some good crops, some good flavored soils, get our industrialness down in a way so that the air doesn't pollute it as much. We can get some good crops going then.
I never really see anything but soybeans and corn in the fields in Ohio, if that's where we really are.
Well, because that's where the industry is. I mean, soybean is bigger than corn, and corn's used in everything.
Right.
But we are so digressing from where we were going today.
Oh, that's okay. This is the digressing part of the show, really.
Oh, well then I'll digress some more.
You didn't know you were in a segment, did you?
This is a segment?
Yeah. This is
Let me out of my box.
Some podcasters have come to call it the Marin Open, where you just kind of bullshit for a little while, and
I just bullshit the whole time.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want to tell them what's behind the curtain.
No.
So there was speaking of segments, there was a segment that we tried out earlier that kind of flopped, but we can give it another shot. It's what the fuck on this day?
Ooh, what the fuck happened?
What the fuck happened on this day in history? We do a little, delay in our
process between recording and releasing.
Yeah. This isn't a topical podcast. It's not a current events podcast. So I think it'd be more appropriate to do on this day in history and just not say the day, and then maybe the listeners can try to figure out what day we actually recorded.
Go have some fun, do some researching.
Yeah.
Don't use Google searching.
So what the fuck happened on this day in you can't tell them the year, right? Well, what the fuck on this day? Japan was struck by Typhoon Vera.
Ooh.
Strongest and deadliest typhoon on record to make landfall in Japan. Excess of 261 million in damage and 5,000 deaths. What the fuck on this day? Well, the Beatles completed the recording of John Lennon's song, Happiness is a Warm Gun. I'm sure all the Beatles fans will know that date immediately.
They jumped on it. Go.
Regarded by all the band members as their favorite on the album The Beatles.
That wasn't my favorite. No, that was the worst of them.
Well, also on this day, those fucking Ottomans, man. On this day, the Parthenon in Athens was partly destroyed in an explosion while being used as gunpowder magazine by Ottoman forces during an armed conflict against Venetians.
Ooh, that's happened several times, not just once. You think they would have learned.
They were right on the lines there, right around this time on this day. But I mean, that's interesting. As a gunpowder magazine, I don't know what that means. So they were just storing it there.
Yeah.
They're saying like a depot. Okay, that's something what we would call like a depot.
Yeah. They were just taking all their access.
Firing from there, but they were just storing it there.
No, but they were firing from there. They were firing from the lower outpost.
Well, you don't fire from where you store your shit.
It's not exactly where it was, because at the time, that was the highest point, and then you had a couple lower outposts. And so you'd set up from underneath it and then store it and then run down. So they weren't firing directly from where they were storing it from. They were storing it from where they couldn't be reached. And then shooting from lower.
Were you there?
I've been there.
On that day?
On that day. I have been. I mean, we all have. You've been. Our listeners have.
Sure.
It's just whether you recall it or not.
Well, I take back what I said about the Ottomans. I mean, I am a big fan of the Venetians. You got some great Venetians in history, but they
make great curtains.
The Ottomans may have been responsible for carrying the torch of civilization through the Dark Ages after the fall of Rome, folks.
Oh, they absolutely did.
Can't disparage the Ottomans
spreading
too much.
Their seed everywhere.
I mean, they lasted right up until, World War I, basically. So that's
why we put our feet on them now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do like their furniture.
They are great.
Maybe, you got Venetians and Ottomans fighting. This could have been a war about furniture.
The battle of the living rooms. I mean, it was all over the couch.
A battle to decide the fate of furniture.
Who will win the couch?
Well, if you think you know, what days we're talking about, you can write us an email at tfitspodcast@gmail.com. At least for now, we might be changing the name. I'm making it more difficult every time I mention this because I'll have to go back and edit it out of the show or something.
You are.
I was thinking about editing the intro because that's really the only time we say the name of the podcast. But, screw it. We'll let our listeners see behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're literally behind a curtain right now.
And since we are behind the curtain, letting listeners behind the curtain, I will go ahead and throw this out there because I think I might have another name. So if you like this name, write in and let us know if you like this name better. But Blowing Smoke.
Ooh, Blowing Smoke. Wow. I like that. That's pretty good. Tell us what you think, folks. tfitspodcast@gmail.com. Should we change our name? We're just getting off the ground here, so we're still in the embryonic stage. Can I say that?
Yes. We haven't been aborted yet, no.
Does that would make you uncomfortable, Mr. Lebowski? Embryonic. No. Anyway, we are in Ohio, folks, so, at least we want you to think we are. And I don't think you can get an abortion here anymore. On this day.
At least not locally.
One more. I got one more.
Ooh, what happened this day?
William II, son of William the Conqueror, was crowned King of England. That should make it seriously easy for all those historical listeners, right? You guys know what we're talking about.
Yeah, buddy.
Anyway, Ecuador's having fun today.
Are they?
We'll just say that and move on into our next segment. Wait, do we have another segment?
I believe we always have another segment.
Oh, I think we're out of segments.
Oh, no. Well, then we should just start discussing the topic at hand then.
Oh, right. Yeah. So what are we talking about tonight?
We were going to talk about the things that have impregnated our culture just directly in front of our faces and subliminally. You may not have known you were taking part in this behavior. It's something that kind of happens virally and organically, and you cannot force it, even though many have tried to reproduce it and to capitalize on it. But memes.
Ah, yes. Memes. It's, man, I see memes all the time now. And there's memes on your phone. There's memes on your computer. I don't do a whole lot of social media, but yeah, that's pretty much, Facebook, Instagram. Twitter's more, 180 characters, but people still meme on there.
Oh, lots of memes on Twitters.
I would even say...
some of the best Twitter handles I know are just definitions of being memes themselves.
Right. So I would even consider GIFs are memes, right?
Yeah, GIFs are absolutely can be considered memes. I mean, the definition of what they are... Mm-hmm. Oh, no, but what they can be used for, yes.
Right, to convey an idea or to propagate sort of a concept.
Absolutely.
Throughout the zeitgeist.
Yes.
Well, I know going way back, the word meme was coined by Richard Dawkins. He wrote a book in 1976 called The Selfish Gene, and he was introducing this idea of a meme in a genetic sense. So there's sort of something that might not necessarily be essential to the survival of a creature, but there would be a certain concept or shape or genetic disposition, call it.
Function for a purpose.
Right. A mouth. Okay. So reptiles have mouths, amphibians have mouths, mammals have mouths. A mouth, would that be a meme, throughout the evolutionary chain there?
It would have to be, I would assume. I mean,
yeah. So we all use eyes to see, that would be like a meme. Eyes were first developed by some creature in the ocean, and then now we all have eyes. That meme caught on, and it was a good meme, and we all used it.
And it spread, and it served its purpose.
Yes, and the idea of the meme kind of goes along with something we touched on in our Origin of Language episode and our Nature of Consciousness episode, which is part of a series, the Origin of series, and I don't know. Would this fit in that series?
Oh, it absolutely would. I mean, this is the memes I would consider a part of language. Language is evolving, so language doesn't necessarily have to be like we said, verbal or spoken. It can be, many different forms. And I would consider a meme just being another variation of communication. So it's going to convey a message. It's going to have a purpose, and it's going to have a point.
Right.
And it will allow usually the listener to interpret and to get their own message from it. Now, the majority of the purpose of the memes nowadays is for humor and for lightheartedness, but they can be used just to be very bitter and sharp-tongued and straight to the point to get a message across, because sometimes you just can't get it across any other way.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. So, I mean, are we talking specifically about like internet memes or pictures and GIFs. And,
that's kind of what I devolved into later on.
right.
But I mean, if you look
But
at
the whole concept, is I think once Richard Dawkins coined the term, it spread through linguistics, I think first, and archaeology, biology, cultural, like anthropology. So the idea of a meme was in itself a meme.
Yes.
That caught on and sort of spread throughout different, scientific disciplines. So that's pretty interesting. And now it's also an internet thing where you can post a picture of Kermit the Frog drinking some tea.
But that ain't none of my business, though.
Exactly. And everybody knows what we're talking about, and that's the weird thing. So,
but that being said, there's going to be language and memes that you understand that other people aren't going to understand, and vice versa. Because like you and I grew up in a time of the internet age where just kind of exploded with "You're the man now, dog." And people
you turned me on to "You're the man now, dog." I was a lurker on that early internet site. This was late 90s?
No, this would have been early 2000s.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
so 2000, 2001, right around
2001, 2002, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So for those of you who aren't familiar, there was a website, YTMND.
Okay, well, let's start it out. Well, YTMND started out because of a meme, and it was just one guy.
Oh, right, yeah.
It was just one guy who wanted to post something in response to somebody.
Yeah.
And so he used Sean Connery's voice from that one movie. I forget what it is.
Some animated movie, yeah.
No, it wasn't an animated movie. He was a teacher teaching a kid, and the kid he was teaching happened to be an African-American male or whatever. And so in the movie itself, he had this
really?
vernacular.
I didn't realize that. I thought he was like voicing a dog in 101 Dalmatians or something.
No. I wish I would have researched this before I brought it in, but no, it was his role in the movie.
Yeah.
And so he was the teacher to this younger kid, and his response to this kid was...
Do you know what movie we're talking about, folks? If so, email us at TFITS
I feel like such a dumbass because I was working at the theater when this came out, so I know this, so I feel stupid. But his response was, "You're the man now, dog." And so this guy...
You're the man now, dog.
Yeah, then he said, "You're the man now, dog."
You're the man now.
And so his response to somebody was to take that. So he took that audio and then put "You're the man now, dog" in big letters, taking up 3 lines,
right?
And then put the audio over it, and then sent that as a response. It blew up. It was spread all over the internet.
So what was the picture though? Was the picture like an animated dog or something? Because the
picture was another. It was a different picture of Sean Connery, I believe, doing something else from a different movie. Yeah.
Like maybe that's the Highlander.
Yeah, it might have been because I can't remember off the top of my head. But the picture had to be different from the audio. Had to be different from the text.
Right.
But the text had to have 3 lines, and then it had a loop because the audio looped with the GIF, and that was the whole point of the meme, and it went together along and played it out like that. And so because his response like that, and then people were blowing up his personal website, he then created another website and then started allowing people to create their own, and that kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's when I was introduced to it, because you were on this website and you made your own. These were GIFs basically, right?
Yeah, they were just GIFs, and so I use a simple program and make my own little GIF, find out exactly how long it was, sync it up with an audio, and put it out there. Like my favorite ones was "In Heaven, Everything is Fine" from David Lynch's Eraserhead. And so the woman in the Raider.
Classic,
I would do Barry and Levon.
I love me some Barry and Levon.
Yeah.
Imagine it, folks. My friend here, with his early 2000s era outfit on, using a CRT monitor and a wired mouse to edit these photos and put them online with sound and words to convey a message and propagate that message across the internet. So think about that while we take a break for a word from our sponsors. You're the man now, dog.
You're the man now, dog.
Welcome back to the podcast. Coming hard off that break. So hard.
Well, excuse me.
You know what the internet says, my friend? The internet says that a meme is an idea, behavior, or style that spreads from person to person within a culture, often with the aim of conveying a particular phenomenon, theme, or meaning represented by the meme. It's very interesting. It goes on to say, meme acts as a unit for carrying cultural ideas, symbols, or practices that can be transmitted from one mind to another through writing, speech, gestures, rituals, or other imitable phenomena with a mimicked theme. Oh, yeah, so we could, planking would be a meme, right?
Yeah, it absolutely would.
Got you. What was that thing they used to do in the early days of Twitter, flash mobs?
Yeah.
That's a meme.
That is a meme.
Interesting.
It's a very large meme.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the very idea of a flash mob was a meme, but then there would be sub memes within that meme of a particular type of flash mob where I remember the earliest ones were people like freezing in place in New York. Like 100 people would go to a
and they just
park
stop.
and like stop at a certain time. Like they would all set their timers.
Still for like 2 minutes and then all of a sudden go about their business like nothing had changed.
That's so awesome.
Same way, one of my favorite ones was the Best Buy one where they all just went into Best Buy wearing blue shirts and khakis.
Oh, yeah. I've done that by accident before, actually.
Yeah, but flash mob it with like another 100 people.
Yeah, and I
That's a good time.
I had several people ask me where stuff was, and I mean, I told them, but I didn't have to.
Did you tell them it was up their ass?
I told them I was doing it for free.
Oh.
But so it's very interesting. Supporters of the concept of a meme regard memes as cultural analogs to genes, and that they self-replicate, mutate, and respond to, drumroll, selective pressures.
Ooh.
So this is very interesting. The concept of memes themselves undergo natural selection.
Some will survive and some will not.
Yes. So the very quality of the meme itself determines its survival or propagation.
Not even true. The quality of the meme doesn't necessarily mean that the meme will. It can be a shitty meme.
Right.
And that shitty meme is still going to become popular and take off. Exactly.
Shitposting is a meme.
And it is a meme. But the quality of it could be, 480p, not 4K.
Right.
The quality of it doesn't matter.
Well, no. Okay, so you're mistaking
You're
mistaking what I'm saying by quality. I'm not talking about like the resolution or the choice of words. I'm just saying the quality of the concept of the idea. Even if it's a shitty image, it's still
again not true at all. It can be
some of the best ideas. Some of the best ideas are subversive. So
in terms of the meme, some of them are going to become true only through them being made ironically.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Reddit. The Donald. The Donald started out as a meme. It was a joke.
They didn't get banned, but they got sequestered?
Quarantined. They got quarantined.
Quarantined.
Yeah.
I like sequestered better, but quarantined works.
No, but essentially it started out as them joking about what the real Donald supporters would do. And then so they would say the most.
It got taken over by.
Well, they'd say the most outrageous things, and
a bunch of
people like,
that's
absolutely
all right.
And then it got taken over by the real people, and then the real supporters
people that can't understand parody are basically hopping on board.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So
quality doesn't even matter there. It just has to have a virality to it.
Exactly, and it's interesting that you say that because there's certain proponents of the meme theory that proposition that memes are a viral phenomenon in themselves that evolve by natural selection. It says here on the internet in a manner analogous to that of biological evolution. So memes that do this spread through the process of variation, mutation, competition, and inheritance. Inheriting, you see that all the time. There's certain formats to visual memes, right? That you see on the internet. You got the 4 windows, you got the 2 windows. It evolves over time. It gets more complex. I really like the ones that will have, something that happens in the main, and then there's just like 10% of the bottom of the screen will be a random, well, not random, but a specific Skyrim skill, like speech 100, like it's some dude like macking a chick or something, and it's like speech 100, or like...
And then somebody will come up with a response to that where the chick shoots him down, then it'll be like destruction 100.
Yes, exactly, yeah. It's brilliant. Brilliant meme, and so that meme was propagated through what we could call the zeitgeist. I like that word. It literally means, in German, news ghost. So it's an idea that propagates itself through our collective consciousness, and this viral phenomenon is interesting. So we have natural selection at work here. We have properties of a virus,
absolutely,
which immediately brings Agent Smith to mind when he has Morpheus locked up in the skyscraper.
You are a virus.
Yeah, and he unplugs his earpiece and takes off his sunglasses and lays out a pretty sweet monologue, if I may say.
Yeah,
by Hugo
absolutely.
Weaving.
I use that as my voicemail for a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you remember that? That was a meme. You had like ringback tones. You had like
I'd record with my
voice. You
call my landline, and I actually sat there and recorded it next to my
folks. We
TV.
don't know. Yeah, folks, we don't know when you're listening to this. It could be 100 years from now. You could have recovered the recordings of this podcast from the ruins of our society, and you're going back to hear it. But we used to communicate with devices called phones, and you speak into the phone, you can call people.
Telephones.
Yeah, telephones originally, but then we had cellular phones, and but even before cellular phones, we could leave each other voicemails, and when you called somebody's phone, if they weren't home, it would pick up, and a recording would play, and that recording is meant to be that person saying, "Hey, it's Bob, and I'm not home."
Reach me
so
at this number.
fuck
after
you.
The tone.
Right. But as cell phones were introduced, and that old concept or meme of a voicemail leaving someone a message evolved with the cell phone. You could set your own recording on your phone, and when someone called you, it would, right now, I think if you call my phone, it's just the automatic voice that says, "You have called number, and
Number.
yeah,
Number,
leave a message at the tone."
Beep.
So we have an automatic option for that, but if I wanted to, I could go in and make a recording of me saying, "Hey, I'm not here, fuck you,
buddy."
Beep. Yeah, whatever. And, so that very idea of a voicemail and then that idea evolving through natural selection and the process of our technology into a different meme, then as cellular phones became the capitalist toy of the decade in the aughts.
Absolutely.
I said
The
2000s earlier. It's the aughts.
You were wrong. It's the aughts.
Yes. As that technology evolved alongside it, this meme of the voicemail evolved, and we had ringback tones, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I remember you having some Dropkick Murphys, maybe, in your ringback tone, or I think for a little while I had the Hunter S. Thompson, Johnny Depp monologue from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, where he's describing all the drugs in his trunk.
Yeah.
And then when I was doing job interviews at some point, I was like, "Oh, I better take that off there."
No, you're interviewing for the wrong company.
Yeah, exactly. You got to live with this shit, bro.
We're going to backcountry.
So, it's amazing. The idea of the meme, developed by Richard Dawkins in the late 70s, itself went on to become a meme because there's a whole field of study now called memetics that arose in the 1990s to explore concepts and transmission of memes in terms of the evolutionary model, so through genes.
Yes.
Like we were talking about earlier. Mouth developed in some early creature, and it was
Why? Because, not necessarily that the mouth, but the way that the mouth moved.
Sure.
Why did the mouth develop the need to smile, per se?
Oh, yeah, that's very interesting, yeah. So
for sure, the mouth would evolve to show aggression, so you'd have to show teeth to
yeah, exactly.
to, fight for food. But then for humor, laugh, the natural response is to ha ha ha, and then your teeth show again.
Right.
So there's has to be a difference between your teeth showing for aggression versus a happiness trait. Now, you're able to control that because you're able to control your smile naturally.
Yeah.
People do it. They have fake smiles whenever they pose for the pictures, and that's, again, has become a meme in itself with the glamour shots and posing for goofy pictures. And then,
duck lips.
Well,
duck lips is a
duck
meme.
lips is another one. The big one that came from a real society high point was have images superimposed to each other. So you'd have a picture of yourself facing one way, and then a picture of you sitting there at Olin Mills with your arm.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing back in the 80s.
That was a real way that they would make you
sure,
pose. And
you
your
would have like the ghost picture.
Exactly.
And
now it's a meme. Now you put your cat up there and your dog.
Oh yeah, like laser cat. Man,
you're wearing a bad
awesome.
sweater, but it's.
I want to get
being
a cat.
ironic of how things really used to be. So
I want to get a cat in a bad sweater, unironically.
Well, that would be ironic in itself.
Well, it's all about intention. But
as long as the cat likes a sweater, then it's okay. If he doesn't like the sweater and he doesn't consent to wearing the sweater, then that's where you're gonna have a problem.
Well, so it's very interesting that natural selection applies. I find that great because even in evolutionary biology, the thing like the mouth or the eyes that developed, it worked. So that was a meme that developed and was successful and propagated throughout many different species. We all have assholes, and those were a thing that developed and worked. And maybe there was something before the asshole that developed that wasn't as good, so it went away. Or maybe we had,
or it was too good and it developed into something else. I'm talking about you, vaginas, good looking.
Wow, yeah, I am a fan. But no, we could have had, or whatever early iteration could have had 2 or 3 or 4 buttholes, and it was just too much. So we went down to one
butthole, yeah.
Yeah.
You limit that.
4 buttholes would be fun, but
oh yeah, well,
for a lot of different reasons.
You'd have to have 4 penises. Really.
Oh no, I was just talking about pooping, but yeah,
well, for pooping,
once you move into sex, that's a whole other territory.
Yeah.
it just expands from there. I think it's what's the word? Exponential.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of exponential, you know what else is exponential?
Time, because it's not real.
Yeah, that's true.
Numbers, they're also not real.
Well, they represent,
but they themselves are not real.
True enough. Math, I think, is real.
There's only one
numbers just represent actual things.
There is only one real number.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 5.
Yeah, I've got 5.
See, that's real.
Yeah,
there
but I have
4.
10. I have
you don't.
15. I have 20.
You couldn't give me 15.
Yeah, I could.
Try it. Go ahead.
No, we could do 10. Here's 10.
There's 10.
Oh, there's 10. That's
now
easy.
Give me 15.
The 15? See,
Nope.
I just gave you 15.
No, they didn't.
You didn't
do the
receive
same thing.
15, but I gave you 15. That's not my fault.
I put it up.
This is very bad production value, by the way, because we're moving all over the place.
You can watch
right
us on
now.
the Patreon.
Yeah, we do
That's
have a
where the
camera
video is.
running right now, but we're not going to show you the video until
have to
you
pay for
give
that.
us money because we have standards.
Anonymous.
Well, and plus that, it's the oldest profession,
Whores?
podcasting, right?
Oh, yeah, that too. Whores, I thought was the oldest.
Well, I know. But speaking of podcasts, we're coming up on the end of this one. I think this is going to have to be a 2-parter, my friend.
Maybe even a
because
3-parter.
I don't even. Yeah, I think this fits in with our Origin of series. We do.
Well, I was going to say before we get it, because I really wanted to say that this is a great memes.
Yes.
Language is a meme in and of itself.
Oh, absolutely.
The way that we speak, the way that we talk, and that would tie in exactly with that.
Oh yeah, dialect would be a meme. I mean,
well, even not in dialect. I mean, the culture of language. I mean, it changes on the daily. I mean,
sure.
Because you went from "I'm in the house" to "I'm in the hizzy." I mean, you follow
I'm in
the
my
language.
crib.
Well, no, Snoop is a perfect example. I mean, from going to the Izzies, and it's through music. And it was through memes. You can go through a lot of the things now. One of the big things is the yeah.
Oh yeah, before it was
yeah.
Yeah, that's better. See, I can't do it.
But that's the big thing amongst the kids now. So you got a hydro flask.
I don't. I don't think so. I'll have to check. But
you will.
I don't know. If you got a good meme, you can send it to us at tfitspodcast@gmail.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram.
We are on Instagram.
Are we? I haven't even been to our Instagram. I should go check that out.
On Instagram.
We just lurking right now. We need to post some memes, ladies and gentlemen. Find us at TFITS3 at Twitter. I think we're at TFITS podcast.
We'll be at TFITS at You're the Man Now, dog.
Oh yeah, we are. They are down right now, but they say that they're coming back up. They had a catastrophic failure, which I can relate to.
Yes, we all are.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, and come back next week for another episode of the podcast. I think it's going to be part 2 of memes, and that's part of the series Origin of. We'll get into all the details of that later. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and have a great day, night,
everything. Be excellent to yourself and to each other.
He said it.